So in this, we're going to go over the method of elimination. And this is a technique for eliminating variables by using two different equations. So let's just say we have these two equations. We have a line and we have a quadratic. And I'm going to call this equation 1, and I'm going to call this equation 2. So now if we look at this, I can see that there's 5 x's, and here there's only 1. So if I multiplied x2 by 5 and then subtracted them, I could eliminate this x term. But that's not kind of as beneficial or as easy as if I just actually multiplied equation 1 by 2, and then I have 2 y's, and I could subtract those. So why don't we do that? So what we're going to do is we're going to take equation 2, and then I am going to subtract 2 times equation 1. So if I write that out, I have x squared for equation 2 plus x minus 2y equals 0. Now I'm going to take equation 1 and multiply by 2. So there's no x squared, but there is an x, so I have 10 x's now. I multiply this, and then I have minus 2y, and that equals, times that by 2, is 20, and I'm going to subtract the whole thing. So if I subtract the whole thing, now what I get is x squared minus, so 1x minus 10x is minus 9x, and then the 2 y's, those disappear. And then it equals minus 20. Well, if I move the 20 to the other side, now I have a really easy quadratic that equals 0, and I can factor this, and that's x minus 4 times x minus 5. So I have a solution that the x equals 4 and 5. Well, okay, why don't I go back to equation 1 and substitute it in? So if I go to equation 1 and I say, okay, well, that's 5 times possible solution 4 minus y equals 10. So that tells me that that's 20. And if I move the y over and the 10 across, I actually get 20 minus 10 equals y, so y equals 10. Okay, so this is a possible solution. Now I have 4 comma 10, and now we'll do this for x equals 5. So now I'm going to have 5 bracket 5 minus y equals 10. And if we do the same thing, we get y equals 15. So now I have the possible solution of 5 comma 15. This is now where I have the points of intersection, possible points of intersection for this, if they're to equate to each other. Now I want to check these. So I'm going to check if this is a real solution. So I'm going to take this point, I'll call this point 1, this is point 2, and I'm going to go to equation 2 and I'm going to put them in. So check point 1. That's going to be x squared, so 4 squared plus 4 minus 2 times y, which is 10, and that equals 0. So that's 4 squared is 16 plus 4 minus 20 equals 0, and that's true. That is 0. Okay, so point 1 works. Now we check point 2, and so this is going to be 5 squared plus 5 minus 2 times 15, and that still has to equal 0, so that's 25 plus 5 minus 30 equals 0, and that also is true. Okay, so we've gone through, we use the method of elimination by grouping these two equations, adding them or subtracting them. In this case, we subtracted them and multiplied by 2 to eliminate one of the variables. So that is the method of elimination. Then we went through, solved for x, found our y's, checked our solution.